Welcome to my channel Pocket Change Coins, because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're talking about the United States half-dollar coin from 1918, a coin that has grown into a legend in the world of numismatics. Whether you're a long-time collector or just getting into the hobby, you'll want to listen closely, because this coin could turn an old family keepsake into a life-changing discovery. The 1918 half-dollar belongs to the beloved Walking Liberty half-dollar series, which ran from 1916 to 1947. Designed by the renowned sculptor Adolf A. Weinman, this coin is often hailed as one of the most beautiful coins ever struck by the United States Mint. On the obverse, we see Lady Liberty walking confidently toward the dawn, draped in the American flag and carrying branches of laurel and oak, symbols of both peace and strength. On the reverse, a bold and majestic eagle stands ready on a mountain cliff, wings partially spread. It's not just a coin, it's a work of art that reflects the spirit and resilience of a nation in the midst of global change. The year 1918 was a crucial moment in U.S. history. It marked the final year of World War I, and America was deeply involved in helping bring the war to a close. Every piece of currency from that time carries with it the energy of a country fighting for freedom and peace. Because of this historical context, the 1918 Walking Liberty half-dollar holds incredible sentimental and patriotic value, especially to those who understand its origin. It's not just a silver coin, it's a time capsule from a pivotal era in global and American history. Now, here's where things get even more exciting. While these coins were minted in 3 different locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, not all of them were created equal. The 1918D and 1918S varieties are especially desirable, particularly in high grades, but even the Philadelphia issues can be incredibly valuable when preserved in pristine condition. Over a century has passed since this coin was produced, and finding one that hasn't been worn down by time and circulation is extremely rare. That rarity is exactly what fuels its explosive value on today's collector market, but what truly elevates the 1918 half-dollar to a superstar status is the presence of key minting errors and extremely low surviving population in top condition. Some rare specimens show strike doubling, off-center strikes, or die cracks, all of which add character, uniqueness, and immense collector appeal. A coin with a visible error that is also well preserved becomes a once-in-a-lifetime piece for serious numismatists. These coins are the ones that make it to the biggest auctions and draw fierce bidding wars from elite collectors around the world. To determine if you might have one of these rare and valuable coins, first examine the mint mark, located on the reverse, just to the left of the rock the eagle is perched on. A strong, clear D or S mint mark from 1918 instantly adds interest to the coin. Then take a close look at the detail in Liberty's gown and the eagle's feathers. If the lines are sharp and the coin retains its original luster, you may have a high-grade example. Use a jeweler's loupe or magnifying glass to inspect the surface for any unusual characteristics like doubling or planchet flaws. These features can significantly boost the coin's value. Collectors also place tremendous importance on condition. Coins graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC are considered investment-grade collectibles. These coins are stored in protective slabs, authenticated, and certified, making them instantly more valuable and desirable. In the world of early 20th century U.S. coins, the 1918 half-dollar in high grade is one of the most exciting finds you could hope to stumble upon. And because so few exist in exceptional condition today, the value of each coin has only climbed higher over time. In recent years, collectors have been seeing incredible results at auctions when a 1918 half-dollar hits the block. One particularly stunning example, featuring both a rare mint error and an uncirculated grade, drew tremendous attention and sold for well beyond initial estimates. These aren't just isolated incidents, there's a consistent upward trend in interest, prices, and prestige surrounding the 1918 Walking Liberty half-dollar. It's not just a collector's item anymore, it's a genuine investment, backed by history and rarity, and recognized worldwide for its beauty and value. So what's the grand total? How much could one of these incredible coins really be worth today? For a 1918 half-dollar with a confirmed mint error, strong strike, and professionally graded in near-perfect condition, the value can soar. In one exceptional case, a high-grade 1918 half-dollar with sharp detail and an unusual die error sold for an unbelievable $170,000. That's right, $170,000 for a coin that may have once been pocket change but is now considered a numismatic treasure of epic proportions. Now it's your turn. Do you or someone in your family have old coins stashed away in a drawer, a box, or maybe handed down through generations? It's time to check. Look closely, you might be holding a 1918 half-dollar and not even realize what you have. If you've found one or think you may have something close, share it with us in the comments. We love hearing your stories, answering your questions, and helping fellow collectors uncover hidden gems in their own collections. Second rare coin, we're shining the spotlight on the United States half-dollar coin marked 1776 to 1976 with the D mint mark, a stunning commemorative piece that holds more than just silver, it holds the heart of American independence. But don't let its common appearance fool you, because the right version of this coin could be hiding a fortune, and some collectors have already turned this historical treasure into a high-value masterpiece. This coin was released in celebration of America's 200th birthday, the bicentennial of the United States of America. The date, 1776 to 1976, honors the 2 centuries since the signing of the Declaration of Independence, and the U.S. Mint pulled out all the stops to make this coin feel like a piece of living history. Struck in Denver, as noted by the D mint mark, the half-dollar features a special reverse design that immediately sets it apart from regular issues. Instead of the usual presidential seal, we see a striking image of Independence Hall, the historic building in Philadelphia where both the Declaration and the Constitution were debated and adopted. It's a patriotic symbol etched in silver and pride. On the obverse, you'll still find the classic portrait of President John F. Kennedy, honoring one of America's most beloved leaders. But paired with the dual date and special reverse, this coin has become one of the most iconic commemorative issues in U.S. history. Millions of these coins were struck for general circulation, yes, but only a tiny percentage exhibit rare features, stunning conditions, or specific minting errors that transform them into coins of incredible collector value. And it's those rare versions we're talking about today. What makes a 1776 to 1976 D. Kennedy half-dollar worth far more than 50 cents? It all comes down to rarity, errors, and grade. First, let's talk about errors, because these are the true jackpot features. Some 1976 D half-dollars were struck with off-center errors, where the design is visibly shifted from the center of the planchet, leaving a crescent of blank space. Others have been found with die cracks, clipped planchets, or even double strikes, where the coin was struck more than once, creating an overlapping or shadowed effect. These minting mistakes make the coin totally unique. An error like this can't be duplicated, which drives its value way up. Another highly valuable error involves coins that were accidentally struck on silver planchets. Most circulation strikes from Denver were made from copper-nickel clad, but in rare cases, planchets intended for proof silver versions may have been mistakenly used at the Denver Mint. If you have a 1976 D half-dollar that appears to be silver and it's not a proof, that's a major red flag, in a good way. These accidental silver strikes are extremely rare and have become the holy grail for certain bicentennial coin collectors. The weight and ring of the coin can help identify this, but professional grading is essential to confirm authenticity and value. Let's not forget the importance of condition and grade. Even a common coin can become incredibly valuable if it's in flawless condition. A 1776, 1976, D. Kennedy half-dollar graded MS 67 or higher is a serious collector's dream, especially when paired with a mint error or rare planchet composition. Coins in this grade exhibit perfect surfaces, strong luster, and sharp strike detail. They're museum-quality examples, and there are only a few in existence that meet this elite standard. Collectors and investors alike chase these coins at auctions because their rarity and condition create a powerful combination of beauty and worth. Recent auctions have seen some shocking results when it comes to this coin. A few top-graded 1976 D half dollars with unique features have fetched eye-popping prices at major numismatic events. Whether it's a double-struck error, a silver-clad mistake, or a coin preserved in near-perfect mint state condition, these examples continue to surprise and excite the community. And here's the exciting part: many of these coins were found in collections that had been sitting untouched for decades, waiting for someone with a trained eye to uncover their true value. That someone could be you, so how can you know if your bicentennial half dollar is one of the valuable ones? Start by checking for the D mint mark, which is located just below Kennedy's neck on the obverse side. Then inspect the coin closely for any signs of error, unusual edges, strange doubling, odd colors, or weight differences. We recommend using a coin scale and magnet, and always compare against known copper-nickel issues. If anything looks off, that might be a sign it's something very special. And of course, the best thing you can do is submit it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC for expert evaluation and certification. Now, let's get to the part that everyone's been waiting for. If you're lucky enough to own a 1976 D Kennedy half dollar with the right error, the right condition, and certified by a grading authority, your coin could command an unbelievable price. In one recent high-profile sale, a pristine example featuring a rare double strike and preserved in ultra-high mint state grade sold for a jaw-dropping $200,000. Yes, you heard that right. $200,000 for a half dollar that was once casually spent or stashed away in a drawer, and here's what's even more exciting: these coins are still out there. They could be hiding in old coin rolls, tucked away in a grandparent's collection, or sitting in your own home, waiting to be rediscovered. That's the magic of coin collecting. Not only do you get to hold history in your hands, but you also get the chance to unlock value that few even know exists. If you've got a 1976 D Kennedy half dollar, take a closer look. You might be holding the key to an amazing discovery. And if you've ever found an unusual error, or you're not sure what to look for, tell us in the comments. We love helping fellow collectors, and your question could be the start of someone else's journey into numismatics. Third expensive coin, we're talking about the United States of America half-dollar coin from 1972 with the D mint mark, a piece of American currency that not only tells a powerful story but has also become one of the most exciting finds in the world of rare coin collecting. So, listen closely, because this is the kind of coin that could change your collection, or your bank account, forever. The 1972 D half dollar features the profile of President John F. Kennedy, whose legacy and leadership continue to inspire generations of Americans. This coin is part of the iconic Kennedy half dollar series, introduced just months after his tragic assassination in 1963. The series quickly became a favorite among collectors and patriots alike. By 1972, these coins were still being widely circulated, but not all of them were created equal. While millions were produced at the Denver Mint, only a tiny fraction possess the extraordinary traits that make them incredibly rare and extremely valuable today. On the surface, the 1972 D half dollar looks like any other coin from that era, struck in a copper-nickel clad composition and featuring Kennedy's profile on the obverse and the presidential seal on the reverse. But the key to its value lies not in what's ordinary about it, but in what's unusual. That's right, we're talking about errors and exceptional strike conditions that transform this seemingly common coin into a jaw-dropping collector's prize. These unique characteristics aren't easy to spot, which is why so many of these coins have been overlooked for years. Some of the most valuable 1972 D Kennedy half dollars are those that were struck with rare minting errors, the kind of mistakes that the average person would never notice, but that seasoned collectors seek out like buried treasure. Among these errors are off-center strikes, double die obverse, missing layers, and clipped planchets. These are all rare and visually stunning flaws that happen during the minting process, and because they're so hard to find in circulation, they drive up the demand and the price for collectors around the world. Let's dive into one of the most desirable errors, the double die obverse, where the lettering and portrait on the front of the coin appear slightly doubled. It's most noticeable on Kennedy's eye, the "In God We Trust" inscription, or the date, 1972. These doubling errors create a dramatic look and are easy to identify with a magnifying glass. Then there's the off-center strike, where the entire design of the coin is shifted to one side, sometimes even missing key elements. This kind of error makes the coin incredibly unique, one of a kind, and a must-have for error coin collectors. Another rare issue involves coins that were accidentally struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they may have been struck on a blank intended for another denomination or even another country's coin. If a 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar feels too light or too heavy, looks unusually colored, or rings with a strange sound when tapped, it might be a misstrike, and that could be worth serious money. Combine that with high-grade condition, minimal wear, strong luster, and clean surfaces, and you've got a coin that could easily become the centerpiece of a serious collection. What makes this even more exciting is that some of these rare coins have already made waves at major auctions. In recent years, a select number of 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollars with high-grade mint errors and perfect or near-perfect conditions have sold for truly incredible prices. Collectors from around the world are willing to pay top dollar for coins that tell a story, coins that stand out from the rest, and coins that are simply impossible to replicate. These are not just pieces of metal, they're historical artifacts and numismatic treasures that continue to rise in value. If you think you might have a 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar worth checking out, start by examining the coin's edge, weight, and strike. Look for anything that seems out of the ordinary, doubling of the text, misalignment, or surface issues. Use a magnifier and compare your coin to known examples of errors. And if something catches your eye, don't hesitate to send it off to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. Certification adds tremendous credibility and can multiply a coin's value overnight. Now, let's talk numbers. Just how much could one of these rare, high-grade, error 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollars be worth today? If your coin checks all the boxes, rare mint error, exceptional strike, and pristine uncirculated condition, the value could reach an absolutely stunning $150,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $150,000 for a coin that may have once slipped unnoticed through someone's change, and this is why collectors are always on the hunt. These treasures are still out there, sitting in coin albums, rolls, and forgotten drawers across the country. So take a closer look at your coins, you never know what you might find. If you've got a 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar with any of the signs we talked about today, let us know in the comments. We love hearing your stories and helping you figure out whether your coin could be the next big discovery. Especially, we're taking a closer look at the United States of America half-dollar coin from 1998 with the P mint mark, a piece of currency that might seem ordinary at first glance, but for those who know what to look for, it could be hiding serious value. This isn't just a coin, it's a bridge between modern US minting and collectible treasure, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this half-dollar has collectors buzzing. The 1998 P. Kennedy half-dollar carries with it both modern production quality and the timeless symbolism of an American legacy. Featuring the powerful and dignified profile of President John F. Kennedy on the obverse, this coin is a continuation of the series that began in 1964 to honor the beloved president after his tragic assassination. Even decades later, the Kennedy half-dollar remains one of the most admired and collected coins in American numismatics. But what makes the 1998 issue especially interesting isn't just its place in the timeline, it's the hidden gems among these coins that collectors are chasing across the globe. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the 1998 P is a modern coin by all definitions, but that doesn't mean it lacks value. In fact, this coin has become a sleeper hit in the world of rare and valuable finds, especially when minting errors or exceptional grades are involved. While millions were produced, only a few have survived in perfect or near-perfect condition, and even fewer have emerged with rare minting anomalies. These rare combinations of flaw and perfection are what send this coin skyrocketing into the hands of high-end collectors. Now, let's get into what makes certain 1998 P half-dollars so special. First up are minting errors, which are incredibly exciting because they are completely unintentional and can't be reproduced. Some known errors on the 1998 P include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing due to misalignment during minting. Then there are double die obverse errors, where certain parts of the text or image, like Liberty or Kennedy's eye, appear slightly doubled, creating a dramatic visual effect under magnification. These errors are not only fascinating to see, but they can also massively increase the coin's value. Another sought-after variation involves planchet errors. Some coins may have been struck on undersized or mismatched blanks, resulting in irregular weight or shape. There have even been cases where Kennedy half-dollars from this era were accidentally struck on a clad planchet meant for a different denomination, making them even rarer. If you ever come across a 1998 P half-dollar that just doesn't look or feel quite right, don't ignore it. That oddity might be what transforms it from pocket change into a prized collectible. Grade and condition also play a massive role in determining value. A 1998 P Kennedy half-dollar that is graded MS 67 or higher by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC is extremely rare. These coins must have no visible wear, nearly perfect surfaces, and strong luster, traits that are nearly impossible to preserve once the coin leaves the mint. High-grade coins from this year are scarce because the majority were used in everyday transactions, meaning most have minor scratches, dings, or wear. That's why finding one in pristine condition is a huge deal. It means you found a true rarity. Recent auction records and private sales confirm the growing popularity of these modern rarities. In particular, coins that combine a high mint state grade with a striking mint error can command astonishing prices. These coins attract both traditional numismatists and newer investors looking to build a portfolio with real historical and collectible value. Even coin shows and online marketplaces are seeing a surge in demand for top-quality 1998 P Kennedy half-dollars, especially when certified and accompanied by strong provenance. The competition is fierce, and values are only heading in one direction, up. So, how can you know if your 1998 P half-dollar is a hidden gem? First, check for the P mint mark, located just above the date on the obverse. Then, look closely at the overall detail. Are the letters crisp? Is there any doubling? Are there strange shapes on the edges, or does the coin seem unusually light or heavy? These signs could point to a rare error or special condition. And if your coin looks nearly flawless with full mint luster, it might just be worth sending in for grading. Certification not only confirms authenticity, but also opens the door to top-tier value in the collector market. Now comes the moment you've been waiting for. While most 1998 P Kennedy half-dollars are worth their face value or a modest premium, the rarest examples, those with mint errors and graded in high mint state condition, have sold for an eye-popping $30,000. That's right, $30,000 for a coin that many people wouldn't think twice about if they saw it in their change. These coins are real, the sales are verified, and the opportunity to find one is still out there. That's why this hobby is so exciting. It's not just about collecting, it's about discovery, about learning to see value in places others overlook, and about holding a piece of American history that could also be a hidden fortune. If you've ever come across a 1998 P Kennedy half-dollar that looks unusual or incredibly well preserved, don't let it go until you've had it checked out. You could be holding a 5-centimeter fortune in your hands. Last unique coin, we're talking about the United States half-dollar coin from 1973, a piece of American numismatic history that has captured the attention of collectors worldwide. If you think this coin is just another half-dollar, you're in for a surprise. Listen carefully, because what makes this 1973 half-dollar so special goes way beyond its face value, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why it's become a highly sought-after collector's item. The 1973 half-dollar comes from a fascinating era in U.S. coinage. It features the iconic portrait of President John F. Kennedy on the obverse, a design that has been beloved since its introduction in 1964. These coins were minted during a period when silver was no longer used in circulating coins, shifting to a clad composition instead. Despite their widespread circulation, the 1973 issue holds unique characteristics that set it apart and elevate its desirability. This coin is a shining example of how even modern issues can hold incredible collectible value when certain factors align perfectly. what truly makes the 1973 half-dollar a star in the collecting community are the rarities and mint errors that occasionally pop up among these coins. While millions were struck, only a small percentage escaped everyday wear and tear, making pristine examples much harder to come by. But what really draws collectors are the fascinating errors that can occur during the minting process. From double dies that create a shadow or doubling effect on the lettering and date, to off-center strikes where the design is visibly shifted, these quirks transform a standard coin into a unique artifact. Collectors search high and low for these anomalies because they dramatically increase the coin's value. One of the most captivating aspects of the 1973 half-dollar is the presence of die cracks and planchet flaws that occur during production. These minor imperfections might seem like mistakes, but in the numismatic world, they're prized gems. Die cracks appear as fine raised lines across the coin's surface, caused by tiny fractures in the minting dies. Planchet flaws, on the other hand, can include uneven metal flow or slight bending before striking. Both types of errors offer collectors a glimpse into the minting process and add a layer of uniqueness that no two coins share exactly. These subtle details are what make this coin not just currency, but a storybook of mint history. The condition of a 1973 half-dollar is crucial when it comes to value. Coins that have retained their original mint luster and show minimal wear are incredibly rare, especially considering how many were circulated. High-grade coins, especially those graded MS-65 and above by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, are prized treasures. The higher the grade, the more competitive the market becomes, with serious collectors and investors willing to pay premium prices. The demand for these well-preserved coins has soared recently, fueled by both numismatic enthusiasts and savvy investors recognizing the long-term potential. Recent auction records and private sales confirm the rising demand and remarkable prices these coins can command. There have been documented cases where rare mint error examples or those in exceptional condition have fetched eye-catching sums at auction. With the increasing number of collectors seeking to diversify their collections with rare modern coins, the 1973 half-dollar stands out as an investment-worthy piece. Its combination of historical significance, attractive design, and potential for unique errors keeps it firmly in the spotlight of the coin collecting world. Identifying whether your 1973 half-dollar holds one of these valuable traits takes a careful eye. Look closely at the date and lettering for any signs of doubling, inspect the edges for off-center strikes, and observe the surface for unusual lines or blemishes caused by die cracks. A strong magnifying glass or even professional grading can help you determine if your coin is one of the rare few that carry this added value. Remember, in numismatics, patience and attention to detail can reveal treasures hidden in plain sight. Now for the most exciting part. While most 1973 half-dollars might be worth their face value or slightly more, those rare error coins and high-grade specimens have been known to sell for as much as $52,000. Yes, $52,000 for a coin that many might overlook as everyday pocket change. These numbers aren't just speculation. They're backed by verified sales and auctions, making this coin a true hidden gem for collectors and investors alike. So, if you have a 1973 half-dollar tucked away somewhere, take a closer look. You might just be sitting on a piece of history that holds incredible value. And if you've ever found a coin from this year with something unusual or stunningly preserved, share your story in the comments below. We love hearing about your discoveries and helping you unlock the potential in your collection. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a deep dive into the fascinating world of rare coins. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting!